Like how to interface keyboard to 8051 microcontroller is what we will try to see in this particular class. So we have seen in the last classes, how to interface analog to digital converter to 8051, digital to analog converter to the 8051, and LCD controller, LCD to 8051, and is what we have seen. But for any controller system, any microcontroller has to perform any particular task means keyboard is generally we use to input data or giving any input to the system. So interfacing of keyboard is an essential. So now let us try to take, interfacing of keyboard, which can be, which I will be taking as hex keyboard. Hex keyboard means which has 16 keys. So generally, how we interface keyboard is, this is your microcontroller. Okay, so this is what your microcontroller, and so then for this microcontroller, you will be interfacing keyboard. So this keyboard you can take a standard, 16 keyboards as an example. So 16 keys. So when 16 keys means you can arrange them as 2 cross 8. Means you can arrange them into 2 rows and 8 columns is one way. So then you will be needing how many ports? So 2 plus 8, 10 ports is what you need if it is 2 cross 8. So then what we do is we will try to interface them as 4 cross 4, 4 rows and 4 columns. So we need 4 ports here and then 4 ports here. So total 8 ports are enough. So which is efficient. So now what we do is, we will try to interface a keypad to the microcontroller, and if the key is pressed, then you can display it on the display which is connected to microcontroller, which can be a 7-segment display or which can be a LCD. So already LCD is what we have seen. And 7-segment display is what we have seen in 8086, right? So then you can display the character on this particular segment, which the key is pressed. So the basic fundamental thing in keyboard interface is, now let us take, this is your 8051, right? And now if I have keys, now let us take, if I have 4 keys, then the basic fundamental is, now this key is, if the key is not pressed, now let us take 4 keys are there, and now we are using 4 ports. Now let us take, you are using port 1, so port 1 0, port 1 1, and port 1 the 2, and P1 dot 3 ports. So if key is not pressed, all the way you get here, if you read P1.0, then you will get 5 volts because it is connected to VCC. And you will get P1.1. So here, if this key is, now let us say this is first key and second key and third key and fourth key. So if this key is not pressed, then you will get 5 volts, then you will get 5 volts, and if this key is not pressed, you will get 5 volts, and if this key is not, fourth key is not pressed, then you will get 5 volts, right? And now, let us take if the key is pressed. So when this key is pressed, then this particular point is connected to ground. So then you can read 0 here, right? So when key is pressed, then you will get 0 here. And when key is not pressed, you will get 1 here. So we can easily identify the key is pressed or not. So the basic thing is, if key is pressed, then we will get 0. And if key is not pressed, then we will get 1. Right? So then we can say whether the key is pressed or not. A simple basic thing. So if you have 4 keys, 4 port pins you can use, and then it will become very simple. But now here we have how many keys? 16 keys we have. So 16 keys means 16 port pins you need. So 8051 has 4 ports, each is of 4 into 8, 32 lines. But thing is, the other devices you cannot connect. So now what we do is to reduce the number of port pins required used by the keyboard is what we are using 8. So now let us take, we are arranging them like this. The same thing what we discussed here. If key is not pressed, then you will get 1. If key is pressed, then you will get 0. So then here, the 16 keys. Now let us take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0, star and hash, which I have shown. Right. So now they are arranged in columns. They are arranged in rows, 4 rows and 4 columns. Right. 4. 1, 2, 3. See here it is 12 only. So 12 keys only. So 3 columns are enough. But we are talking about, if they are 16. So then one more column you can add up. So how do you detect whether key is pressed or not? So if no key is pressed, okay, if no key is pressed, then if you read the column, okay, if you read the column, then you will get VCC. You will get VCC, which we can take it as logic 1. So what we do is we will configure or we initialize these ports. Okay, we initialize the columns as input ports, right? And we initialize the rows as output ports. So if no key is pressed, then we will be getting 1, 1, 1, right? If no key is pressed, then if you read the columns or if you scan the columns, then you will be getting 1, 1, 1, 1, right? And if any key is pressed, then what is the situation? So if no key is pressed, then how do you come to know the key is pressed or not? So then what we do is, so here we will connect the rows to ground. Okay, we connect so we send 0 means it is connected to ground. So let us take if this key is pressed. So now let us take the first key is pressed. So when the first key is pressed, then it is connected to ground, and when it is connected to ground, you can read 0 on it. So if you read 0 here, means the key is pressed in this particular column. Okay, key is pressed in this particular column. If no key is pressed here, so then still you can read 1 here, because these columns and rows, they are independent until the key is pressed. Okay, so the key is pressed or not can be easily seen. Alright, so now this is what the logic we use whether the key is pressed or not. Right? So then what we do, we initialize the rows as output ports, and we initialize the columns as input ports, right? And then if key is not pressed, when you read the column, you will get 1, 1, 1, 1. And let us take, if you are getting here, is that 1, 1, 0, 1, right? Then let us take this example. So when key is pressed, then if this key is pressed, then if it is connected to ground, then you can read 0 here. So 0, 1, 1. So 0, 1, 1 means the column 0 key is pressed. And if you get here 1, 0, 1 means column 1 key is pressed. And now if you get here 1, 1, 0 means column 2 key is pressed. So the same arrangement we try to arrange here, the same arrangement. So each key is connected to VCC, and then here it is connected to VCC. Okay, right. So then if no key is pressed, then if you read this also, you will get VCC. So then a similar kind of arrangement is made for this 16 keys. Okay, 16 keys. So now if you try to see, here in detail, so here you have, we are connecting rows to port 1 and we are connecting columns to port 2. Right? So we have port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. Each port has 8 lines. So 4 lines is what we are using of port 1 as rows, and port 2 as columns. Right? And we are configuring, or we are initializing port 2 as input port, and we are configuring port 1 as output port. So then how I start? Right. So now what I do, now let us take, if I read, now let us take, how we can go, whether any key is pressed or not. So then now what we are doing is, now let us take, if you read port 1, then if no key is pressed, then you will get VCC. And now if you read, now let us take, if you use port 1 as input, port 2 as input. If no key is pressed, then you will get 5 here, means here, because no key is pressed, so then here you will get VCC. Right, here you will get VCC. So here you will get VCC. Right? So no use of making both ports input port. Then what we do, right, so no key is pressed can be easily known, but if there is any key pressed, then what you get? If both are output, both are input ports, no use. So whether there is any key pressed or not, you cannot come to know. Right. So now what we do is we configure, or we initialize port 1 as output port. So port 1 as output port, and we initialize port 2 as input port. Right? So then now let us take, how we start. Now let us first write algorithm or flow chart, and from that, the flow chart should become your steps in your instructions. Steps that should become in steps. Okay, in instructions in your program. So now let us try to see, how the key is detected or not. Now let us try to see in detail, and then we'll go ahead. So now in the beginning, if there is any key is pressed or not. So the first step what I do is, initialize port 1 as output port and port 2 as input port. So port 2 is column and port 1 is row. Right. So 16. So we are configuring. This is the first step. Now step number 2, whether any key is pressed or not is what now need to be seen. So then what I can do here is, I simply read port 2. So then when I read port 2, D0, D1, D2 and D3, right, which can be connected to port 2.0, 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3, and this is P1.0, P1.1 and P1.2 and P1.3. That way you can consider. Right. So now if I read port 2, if let us take no key is pressed. So when there is no key pressed, so then this D0 will read VCC. So that means if no key is pressed, then we get D01 because it is connected to VCC, and we will get D1 as 1 because it is connected to VCC, and we get D21 it is connected to VCC, and D31 it is connected to VCC. All right. Okay. So the step number 2 is whether key is pressed or not is now not to be seen. So is any key pressed or not? So how you come to know? Here you have D0, D1, D2, D3. So which you might be connecting to P2.0, P2.1, P2.2 and P2.3. So when you read these port pins, then if you get 1, 1, 1, 1 means no key is pressed. Is it all right? So then you have to scan, means read port 2, is any key pressed or not. How you come to know? Then read port 2, read port 2, and if the port 2 pins they are 1, 1, 1, 1. If port 2 pins they are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right, and when you read at a time you may be getting the higher things also. So then no key is pressed. And if you get any other bit, like in this example, so if you consider here, if you get here 1101, so 1101 means what? There is a chance of key pressed in column. This is column 0, and then this is column 1, column 2, column 3 and 4. Column 0, column 1, 2 and 3. So then this particular column there is a chance of key pressed, right? So you just check whether key is pressed or not. Means what you need to do, you need to see the port pins of port 2, they are 1, 1, 1, 1 or not, right? That is step number 2. And step number 3, if any key pressed, okay, if any key pressed, so that means what? You didn't get 1, 1, 1, you got some other thing, like you may get a choice of 0, 1, 1, or you may get 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, or you may get 1, 1, 0, 1, or you may get 1, 1, 1, 0. All these 3 cases. So then you can do a logical AND operation of the input port 2 with this 1 and 1, 1, 1. Right. So if any key pressed, then what you need to do? Then which column that particular key is pressed is what now need to be seen. So this is written in the form of an algorithm. So here, if key is pressed means these are all mechanical keys. So in mechanical keys, you will be using spring, right? So springs are going to be used. So now, by chance, this key is pressed or with a kind of thing, if it is getting closed, right? That will not be for longer time. So by accidentally you may get, this is your key. There is a possibility of this key is getting pressed, right? Getting pressed, or earlier if it is pressed, then it is not released kind of thing. So that means if it is exactly pressed or not, so then that we call it as debounce. So key debounce. So that key is with debounce or exactly it is finished. Then what you can do, if you get these kind of, if key is pressed, that is due to, whether that is due to bouncing of key or not, is what now need to be seen. So accidentally it is pressed or exactly it is pressed. Then what you can do, give a delay. If key is pressed, then what you can do is give a delay. Okay, give a delay and again read port 2. So still it is 111 means that could be of bouncing of the key, right? So key the otherwise if you get the same key is pressed. So then once key is pressed is what if you come to know, just check that is due to means key bouncing or not, means which we call debouncing, right? So that is what you just check it out, and that is your step number 3. If key is pressed, if you come to know the key is pressed, then the key is pressed accidentally or exactly the key is pressed. If the key is pressed in the next, if you give delay again and then read, if you get this means accidentally the key is pressed, because these are mechanical keys which is of spring. So any air or kind of thing can close the contact. So then whether that is whether your key pressed because of that or because of something is what you can check it out. So this is step number 3. Then step number 4. So then step number 4, if key is pressed, then the key is pressed in which row? Right. So now let us take this one. So then if key is pressed, then you just scan the column, I mean scan the rows. So then what you can do is you send zeros, that means connect this to 0. So then connect this to 0, 0 and 0 and 0. That means you are initializing this as output port, send 0 0 0 0. Right. So when it is sent, when you are sending this on 0, right, and if key is pressed, then there is a possibility of getting any 0 on these columns. Then you can say there is a key is pressed. Now, which key is pressed? Which row key is pressed? So now what we do is scan the step number 4, scan rows. Key is pressed in which row? Key is pressed in which row is what now need to be seen. So for that, what you can do here, you make the first row 0 and all 1. You make this 0, then all 1. Then what happens? Now when it is 1 and when it is 1, and now you read the column, right? So then now if you read the column, then here if it is 1, right, so then there is a possibility of this rows either 0th key or first key or second key or third key pressed. So that means if it is 0 and then all are 1s, then if any key in the first row, if it is pressed, then you will get 0 here. Or if no key is pressed in row 0, then you will be getting 1 here. So that is what, that is how you can scan 0, the first row. So now let us take, if it is connected to 0 and if it is connected to 1. So now let us take any key is pressed here, 0 key or first key or second key or third key. Then if this particular key, if it is connected here, this 0 will be read on this column. Right. So there is no contact between rows and columns. There is no contact between rows and columns. They are independent. If key is pressed, then only they will come to know they will come in contact. So now let us take if this key is not pressed. If this key is not pressed, this line is connected to VCC. So I can read 1. Now let us take if this key is pressed, then here this is 0, I can read 0 here. So similarly, if this key in this row, if this key is not pressed, then you will get 1. And if this key is pressed, then you will get 0. Right. So then what I do, I'll send 0, 1, 1, 1 here, and I'll read columns, and then I'll check whether that is 1, 1, 1, 1 or not, or 1, 1, 1, 1 or some other. So then if I read, okay, if I read any one of the columns, any one of the columns, there is a possibility of getting 0, 1, 1, 1. That means key is pressed in row 0. Right. Or otherwise, if you get this possible combination 1, 1, 0, 1. So that means there is a possibility of key pressed in the D1 column. Right. So this anyhow we are connecting it to P2.0 and P2.1 and P2.2 and P2.3. Right. So anyhow these ports we are reading, and then this is P1.0 and P1.1 and then P1.2 and P1.3. Right. So now let us take, so this is, when we are sending 0 here and then 1, 1 here, if any key is pressed, there is a possibility of getting 1, 0, 1, 1 and 1 or 0, 1, 1, 1. So these possible combinations you may get. Then you can say key is pressed in row 0. Row 0. Now, if now you take the case when no key is pressed, then still you get 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? Then here let us take if this no if the key is not pressed in row 0. Now let us take if it is in row 1, the 4th key or 5th key or 6th key or 7th key. Right? If any one of these key pressed, then what happens? Anyhow, this is 1. If key is pressed, then here you read 1. Even though key is pressed, if key is not pressed, you will get 1, and then even though key is pressed here, you will get 1. Yes or no? So that means this indicates, right? So the key pressed in row 1 cannot be detected now with this thing. So exactly, key is pressed in row 0 can be known with only possible case by sending 0, 1, 1 here. 0, 1, 1, 1. So this is scanning of row 0. And if I want to scan if there is any key pressed in row 1, so then what I can do, I'll make this 1, 1, 0, 1. So I'll make this 1, 0, 1, 1. So this should be D0, and then this will be D1, and then D2, and then D3. So what I do, I go for row scanning. So scan rows. So then when I'm doing this, then what I do, I'll send scanning rows can be done by sending these codes on rows, because anyhow port 1 is configured as output port. So I'll send here D0, D1, D2 and D3. So I'll send here 0, 1, 1, 1, one possible combination. So this is the code for scanning row 0. And scanning row 1, I can send 1, 1, 0, 1 if key is any pressed. Right. And then row 2, then 1, 0, 1, 1, and then row 3. So then 0, 1, 1, 1. These codes I'll send, and here when I'm sending this code, there is a possibility of getting either 1, 1, 1, 1, right, or all the things which we have discussed now, right. There is a possibility of getting 0, 1, 1, 1, or 1011 or 1011 or 011, right? So scan the rows is what the next step. Then now let us take keys pressed and which row you come to know, right? Which row you come to know, right? You came to know like keys pressed in this particular row. Now let us take row 1. Then which column again? Right, which column again? Now the next step is scan the so the next step is scanning the columns. So scanning the column means you got 1111 here, or what is the possible case? Right. So just wait, it got struck. Yeah. So now if we need to scan the columns, so then we'll check whether this is 0111 or so a simple logical, and we can go for it. So now let us take row 0 is what identified, then which column? Column 1 or the 0th key or this key, first key or second key or third key. So like that hex keypad interfacing can be done with microcontroller, and if there any key is pressed or not, you will come to know. Right? So now oh. Right, so this is what we can try to see, right? So now so whether the key is pressed or not is what we can clearly we will come to know. So the next step is scanning the keys, right? So this right, so this can be written in the form of a flow chart. So then the flow chart is, so algorithm is what we have seen. So now let me represent this in terms of flow chart. So coming to the flow chart, here we'll try to see, so start, right? So then ground all rows, okay, then right, then read all columns, okay, read all columns right? So then when you read all columns, then you will get key pressed or not. So that means now all key are open. If it is open, right, so no. That means key, if it is not pressed, so then what you can do, just keep on reading the column. Yes, yes, key is pressed. So all keys are open, right? No. Open means, his key is pressed or not. So if it is pressed, yes. If no, then read columns only, right? So then, again, here that is due to debounce or what. So then what you can do, again you read columns, right? So then again check any key down. If no, right, if no, then read columns. If it is yes, right, so then, right, so then wait for debounce. Wait for debounce. Then again read columns. Then any key is pressed. Then go to the next step. Otherwise, you'll be here. If no key is pressed. Right. Okay. So then what you can do, if any key is pressed, then what you can do here, like now let us take key is pressed. After debounce also, then key is down. Key is pressed. Yes. Then what you can do, right, what you can do, ground row, then read columns. Read columns. And when you are reading columns, any key is down, means key is pressed, right? So if it is no, so then you go back, means no key is pressed kind of thing you can consider. If it is yes, right, so here if no key is down, then what you can do is you can go to the next row getting down. Okay, you can make not this, so you can make the next round. That means if this row, if no key is down, then next, no, you ground the row 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, and then read columns. Yes, you find out. So then what now is, you can find which key is pressed. Find which key is pressed. And that means, by column reading, and then get the scan code from table. Get the scan code from table. Then return. Right? So now this need to be followed. Right? So now let us write this in terms of programming. Okay, in steps, the complete flow chart. So first what you are doing is, you are reading Okay, so you are reading, you are making all the rows 0 and reading the columns. And if the columns are all 1, no key is pressed. If it is not all 1, then there is a possibility of getting key pressed. But you just check that key, is pressed by chance, by debounce, because mechanical switches. Right. So then that now need to be seen. So then, right. So and all. Now we have to write program for this particular application. Right. So now, what the steps we have written? Right. What the steps we have written? The same steps now. Right. So now the same steps we will try to write in terms of, okay, we will try to write the same steps in terms of program. So now, so the first step is initialization. Okay, so the first step is initialization. So in initialization, what we do, we try to write port 1 as output port and port 2 as input ports. So port 2 as input port, any port it has to be moved, make as input port means you have to write FF. So in ports I clearly discussed this. So move port 2 what? FF. 0 means the assembler has to consider this as a positive number. So move P2 as 0FF means it will consider, right? So it will make, any input port means you have to write 1 and then move, right, port 1 and port 1 0. Right? So initialization of port 1 as input and port 2 as input and port 1 as output. Right? This is the thing. So is there any key pressed or not? Now need to be seen. That means what? You read port 2. So read port 2 means you can write an instruction move A comma P2. Whatever is there in P2, so now port 2 is configured as input, so you just move whatever is there in port 2 into A. So A, port 2 we have only P2.0, P2.1, P2.2 and P2.3 is what connected. Right. So then now what you can do, whether key is pressed or not, now you can check it out by using logical AND. So ANL is the instruction. So ANL A 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1. So the content of accumulator, you can make it, this is what the binary, this is in binary. So here the possibility of getting here, if no key is pressed, then on the accumulator, port 2 is entirely you are reading, but your keys are connected to P2.0, 1 and 2 and 3. So this P2.3, right? So then if no key is pressed, then you will get 1 1 1 1 into the accumulator. So then what you are doing is, you are doing logical AND operation with this 1 1 1 1 B. So then when you do logical AND with the content of accumulator with the port 2 content of 0 F, right, 0 F, then right, then you can check the condition. Now this you can compare, and if they are not jump not equal, if these two are not equal, so then compare accumulator with this particular bit, right? So then if no key is pressed means go to K1 where K1 is, right, K1 is here. If not, if no key is pressed, be there. Because if you get 1 1 1 1, compare, jump not equal. Okay, right. So if not, then key is pressed, right? So then the next step, what you can do, right? So then you just wait. Now let us take key is pressed, then you can call delay, absolute call delay. So there are two calls, one is long call, L call and absolute call. Absolute call is within the program of 2K. Any subroutine within the 2 kilobytes of space can be called by using a call command. And long call command, you can call any subroutine written anywhere in 64,000 bytes location. That is the difference. So a call and L call. A call is 2-byte instruction and L call is 3-byte instruction. This is the difference between A call and L call. So now you are calling a delay. So after some delay, again you need to check because this key is pressed because of the bouncing of the switch. So then again what you need to do, move A comma P2, right? And then same thing, logical and A comma 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 B is what you need to see. Then compare CJ and E and in the accumulator with, so this is important, with this you are comparing, compare and jump not equal the accumulator which is of 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 B, right? So compare and jump not equal, right? Then you go to over. Over. If they are equal, right? If they are equal, accumulator and this one, if they are equal, then S jump, that means key is not pressed. So S jump K2. And K2 is here. So this is how you can check the D bounds. Right? So that means you are writing, okay, you are first you are checking whether key is pressed or not. If key is not pressed, be there. If key is pressed, then you are checking for the D bounds. Right. So now let us take if key is pressed. So then you go to over. So then at over in the forward jump. So then in over what you are doing is so in over, so what you are doing is here, right? So then okay, so now you need to check the rows. So then what you can do is move P1 comma at port 1 you are sending 1111 1110. That means only row 0 is what you are making 0. right? And then move A comma P2, read column. Move this and read column, right? Then now perform the logical AND operation. ANL A comma, right? ANL A comma A with 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1. So that means here when it is 0, then you will get, if key is pressed, means in that row if key is pressed, then you will get other than this, right? So logical AND operation is what you are doing, right? And now if you get this, means no key is pressed. If you are not getting this, so that you can check with compare and jump not equal the accumulator content with 0 0 0 0, right, with 1 1 1 B, then row 0. So that means if key is pressed in this, then row 0 is what? The key is pressed in row 0, then which column now need to be seen? Right, if this is not the case, then again what you need to do, move P1 comma 1 1 1 1, then the next row you have to make 0 1 1 0 1, right? And again you read move A comma, right, move A comma P2, means read the column, right? And then do logical AND operation with this, in this row whether key is pressed or not, right? And compare and jump not equal. If this is not the case, then row 1, if this you get, that is not. If it is, then go row 1, right? And similarly, right, similarly again you check. If that is not the case, then what you can do, move P2 comma, sorry, P1 comma 1 1 1 1, then 1 0 1 1, next, right, P1. So move P1 comma this immediately, right? So then this is move P1, okay? Then now move accumulator with P2, again you are reading. So 4 rows now need to be seen. So here what we done, so we have checked the row 0, this is row 0 and this is row 1, and similarly you have to do row 2 and row 3. So same thing you have to do. Now you have to perform logical AND operation. So logical AND A with 1 1 B, right? And if it is, now you are comparing accumulator content with this. So if it is not equal, right? So 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1, then this would be row 2, right? Then you have to go for row 2. Otherwise, again, not this row, that would be the other row. Then you have to follow, then move P1 comma 1 1 1 1 and 0 1 1 1 B is what you are checking. So then again you read column move A comma P2 and then do logical AND operation with 0 0 0 0. That means it is that the case. Right, then you will get, if no key is pressed in this row, then you will get this, right? So then compare jump not equal accumulator with this 0 0 0 1 1 1 B, then go to row 3. So like that, you can scan the row. So this particular program, what we have written, this and this, both are for row 0, row scan. Right. So if the key is pressed, okay, if key is pressed, right. So then, okay, if key is pressed, then at row 0, right, row 0, you will be writing a code like this. Row 0, right, row 0, what you will be writing is move and data pointer. That means row 0 when it is done, right? So then there is a possibility of which column is what you need to find out. So then move dptr data pointer to, so we will be writing codes. So then k code 0. Where at k code 0, right, so this is somewhere in the memory. What you can do is, here you can write, if it is the first row, then there is a possibility of 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. So that particular memory location you are pointing out by using data pointer. Right. So move dptr to code 0, then sjump find. Sjump find. So at find, you will be scanning columns. In row 0, again column 0 or column 1, column 2 or column 3 is what you need now you need to see. So then here at find, what you would be doing is write RRC, rotate right the accumulator with carry. So RRCA, right, and jump no carry. So if there is no carry here, then it is matched with that particular thing. Right, and then increment dptr. So data pointer is pointing out, okay, right, data pointer is pointing out this. So now let us take, at dptr, you will be having, now row scanning is done. Now column scanning now need to be find out. So in column scanning, what you can do here, so here you have column 0, column 1 and 2. So now you are the content of the accumulator here. The content of the accumulator, when you try to see here, when you get the data, here the accumulator, you are doing logical AND of A with this, right, A with this. So there is a possibility of getting any one of these data, right. You will be getting either, so column 0 or some kind of thing. So when you are rotating right this, if there is no carry, see, jump no carry, if it is carry, right, so if it is no carry, then it is match, means 0th key or first key or second key kind of thing. So then increment data pointer. So if it is, then here If there is no carry, then you are going for match. And if there is here, there is, the possibility of the getting keys like this. Here, 1110. If this is the case, then you are rotating it right. So when you are rotating it right means the key in the first column, the column D0 column is pressed. Then that is match, right? If not, then what you do, increment the data pointer. So data pointer will be pointing out the codes. So in the first code here in the data pointer, so the K code 0, here we have written 0, 1, 2, 3. So that means that is not in the first column, right? So then here if you take the case, if the key, it is in first row, 0th row and 0th column, then the thing is this one, the key pressed is 0. Right, so that we are trying to write with the help of this. So jump no carry. So here when you are rotating this accumulator to the right, if this is 0, then yes, that is match. So then here what you can do is, if it is match, then here what you can do at the match, clear A, then move C, then at the rate of accumulator plus data pointer, what the content is there, that you can move, that you can move to the accumulator is move C, right? So this point, so that means whatever is there at the data pointer, you can move to A. So that move to A means if it is 0, then the data pointer is pointing out at 0, then that particular thing can be moved into the accumulator. So this is move data pointer, this is row 0, and column is what we are scanning with the help of this finding, rotating this with this. Now let us take, it is not 110. So then here there is a possibility of, let us take 1101. This carry, this will be the carry. If no carry, then it will go here. But if it is carry, then you are incrementing the data pointer. So when you are incrementing the data pointer, so the data pointer will be moved to 1. Right. So the data pointer will be moved to 1. So then here, what you are doing is, then sjump find. Sjump find. So then you are rotating again this content with A. So if it is, no carry means that character, or otherwise you are incrementing the data pointer and you are clearing this, and then that thing you are moving into the accumulator. Right. So similarly, here you can write at K code 1, here you can write 4, 5, 6, and 7, and K code 2, here you can write 8, 9, A, and B. Right. So like that you can write, and you can point out that with the help of point. So now let me summarize what we discussed now. So this is what the code we have written, and this is what, now let me summarize this with the help of this. Right. So now this is what the keyboard which we are interfacing to hex keyboard which we are interfacing to 8051. So step number 1, what we are doing is, here we are grounding. So we are grounding all the rows, and we are reading column. So when no key is pressed, then you will get 1, 1, 1, 1. If there is key is pressed, then we are waiting for debouncing. Right, we are waiting for debounce. Then again we are seeing, if it is 1, 1, 1, then no key is pressed. By mistake that might have pressed. Or otherwise, if this is not the case, then any key is pressed. Then any key is pressed means we are checking the rows by giving here 1 0 1 1. Right. So row 0 is what we are going for. Then row 1, row 2, row 3 is what we are scanning. So row scanning we are doing. Once a row is identified, then we are going for column scanning. So in column scanning, then here 1 1 1 0. Now let us take row 0 is identified and column 0 is identified. Then there is a possibility of getting a code 1 1 1 0 here, because this is, here if this key is pressed, then you will get here 0. So then you are rotating this through carry, and then if it is no carry, means if it is 0, means this particular key is pressed. So then we are pointing out the equivalent codes with the data pointer, and then we are going ahead. So then this is what the code we have written. Okay, so this is what the code we have written. So we are configuring the ports as port 2 as output, port 2 as input, port 1 as output. So then we are scanning, reading the column, move A comma P2. Then you are performing the logical AND operation, and then you are checking, right? You are checking, right? If not, then B here. This is for debouncing, right? Then after that we are checking, the row, this is row 0 checking. Row 0 scanning, and then this is row 1 scanning, and similarly, here this is row 2, and then this is row 3. So row 3 is what we are scanning, right? And then once a particular row is found, like key is pressed in that particular row, so then here in this case, now let us take if it is row 0, then key pressed can be in column 0 or column 1 and column 2 kind of thing. So move the data pointer at equivalent code. The codes will be written, at 0 1 2 3, where you are putting these values and you are identifying that with the data pointer. Then now sjump find, so that means which column is that is what you are trying to find. Very simple code, right? And then here now let us take, if it is 1 1 1, then right, there is 4 possible combinations are there, like 1 1 1 1. Right, if key is pressed in the first column, then you will get 1 1 1 0. So then you are rotating this accumulator with carry. So then if it is no carry, means there is a possibility of pressing this particular key. So then it is, then it is matched. When it is matched, then what you are doing, clearing the accumulator, all you are making it to 0. Then what is there at the data pointer, that you are moving into the accumulator. Okay, that you are moving into the accumulator. Or otherwise what you are doing, you are incrementing the data pointer, and then you are again trying to find it out here. So this is what your column scanning again. Once the row is found, then column is found. So this is what, this is how you can do interfacing of keyboard to your microcontrollers. So with this, right, so with this, what we have studied up to now is with 8051, right, with 8051, we interfaced keyboard. So keyboard interfacing is done, and we interface ADC to 8051, and we interface DAC to 8051, and we interfaced LCD to 8051. So now you can make as a task, now interfacing of these things with 8051 is what we have done up to now, right? So now take a task like this. Take a task like this. Now you consider only 4 rows and 4 columns, right? So don't take this, right? Take it as exercise. what you do, if any key is pressed here, that key has to be detected by the micro based on this. Or you can connect here either 7-segment display, or you can connect here a LCD. So key which is pressed can be displayed on LCD. So you can combine these two programs and you can go ahead. So this also you can practice. Okay, so this also you can practice. So the keys which are available on the Amazon, I think possible I can show you. Hex keypad, right? Hex keypad. So you can get it, at your own town, right? So this keys, you can get it from Amazon, which will be very cheaper, right? And then 7-segment display you can. So if this key is pressed or not, right? So here you can go ahead, right? So 4x4 hexadecimal key, it is commercially, this is available on the site, and you can order it, and then you can connect it to the microcontroller and you can try to see. And similarly, like 7-segment display, the output 7-segment display or LCD, both you can connect, and then you can see whether the key pressed, key is pressed or not, is what you can go ahead with, right? So this you can take it as a mini project, and then you can go ahead and build in your own system, right? So now let us go with the next topic, which is EEPROM interfaces, right? EEPROM interfacing. So now if you try to see the basic components of 8051, right? So now let me check how much you are following, right? So you will become confident of the moment you see, then easily you can interface any kind of key with your microcontrollers. All right, yeah. Now let us try to interface. If you are designing a microcontroller based system, and if it is beyond 4K is your program, then what need to be done? So now the basic facility, the features of 8051, if you try to see here, on board 4 kilobytes of ROM is available, right? 4 kilobyte ROM is available, right? And 128 bytes RAM is available. In detail is what we have seen. And you have 4 8-bit IO ports, port 0, port 1, port 2, and port 3, and 16-bit timers and counters. In detail is what we have seen. This facility is there with 8051. 80 means Atmel, or otherwise 8051 is what your Intel. Now, so on chip you have timers, on chip you have RAM, on chip you have ROM, and on chip ports. This is how your microcontroller is. But now you are designing certain application where the code which you are writing, if it is more than 4 kilobytes, then what we need to do, we need to interface another ROM IC to your microcontroller. Either you can interface ROM or EEPROM with your microcontroller. So that is the topic we are taking now. So here the comparison of 8051 family, if you try to see, 8031 is no ROM, so externally you need to interface, right? And 80XX, no, then you have mask ROM. 87XX you have EEPROM, and 89 series you have flash E2 PROM. This is 8051 family. Right. So 89 means you have, what do you mean by that? Here you have E2 PROM on chip available. So now this is 80 means 80, Atmel fabricated IC. 8089C, C means CMOS technology is used, and LV means low power, right? And now if you try to compare the on-chip ROM of these ICs, so 8051 is what we are seeing, but this is 8051 family only. Right. So here you have 4K ROM. So then you need to interface then EEPROM with your microcontroller. So then this is what your schematic. Externally you are connecting a crystal of 12 megahertz for these pins. Then here you have port 0, which can be acting like AD0 to AD7 address pins. Right. Address, and then P0 in combination with P2 will carry address. Right. So when the moment you want to interface any external memory to the microcontroller, when you need external memory, your code, if it is more than 4K, it cannot fit on chip ROM. Then you need to interface additional memory. Okay, additional memory. So when additional memory you are interfacing, so this port 0 in combination with port 2 will carry 16 address lines or 16 addresses. So 2 power 16 means 64 kilobytes is what the memory externally you can connect to 805. Right? So when you are connecting, then you will be using a LE pin, address latch enable, to latch the address here. So then we will use the same concept which we have seen in your microprocessor. Latching of your address and data bus. Okay? Right. So then we will be using PSEN is the pin. PSEN. And ALE, and you are interfacing. Okay, when we are interfacing memory, so when you are interfacing external memory, then we will be using data pointer. That is the first point you have to see for pointing out this. An address can be carried by port 0 and port 2 in combination, right, which is of 16. So total 64 kilobytes memory is what we can connect to 8051 externally. So this is what the pin diagram of your microcontroller. So this EA pin, so this pin 31 is external access. So in 8031, this pin is in 8031 and 8032. So this EA pin, when it is connected to ground, then the code is stored externally. That means the 8051 31st pin, when you connect it to ground, then we can. So here what we need to do, we need to connect this to ground. So the moment you are connecting external memory to 8051. And PSEN and ALE are used for external ROM. Right. And for 8051, EA pin is connected to VCC. That means internal memory, if you want to use, then connect it to VCC. External memory, if you are using, then connect it to ground. And PSEN is program store enable. Program store enable. So this is an output pin and is connected to OE pin of the ROM. So output enable pin of the ROM. Program store enable. Right? So ALE is the address latch enable, and it is an output pin and active high, and port 0 provides both address and data. So this ALE pin used to demultiplex the address of the data by connecting this to the G pin now. 74LS373 is a latch. So A0 to A15 is what we need. So this is what your address, which P0 and P2. So this is what address multiplexing for external memory A0 DFI, and port 0 is carrying data. So it is carrying address, it is carrying data, it is acting like port. So three functions port 0 is performing. So this is what the data bus, non-multiplex. Then multiplex with 16 pins, then this is what the scenario. So then now you see how to demultiplex now. So this is what your 8051. So I need to use a 74LS373 latch. So then this port pins I will give, and then it will the latched bits will be A0 to A7, and port 2 will be giving A8 to A15, and program store enable is connected to the EEPROM. So EEPROM, if you are interfacing, it is connected to output enable. Okay, output enable to give a store signal. And here, this is what the difference. EA pin is what you need to connect it to ground. So this is what the physical connection. So when you are accessing external memory, so when you are accessing, this is what EEPROM. If you are accessing external memory, then EA has to be connected to ground. This ALE pin has to be connected to G pin of 74LS373. So the moment you give a pulse on it, it latches the address A0 to A7. So A0 to A7 in combination with port 2 will be accessed up to the 64 kilobytes of data. And PSEN bar is connected to output enable of the external EEPROM. So more in detail, now the one machine cycle if you try to see, P1, P2, P3, so P1, P2, P1, P2. So then here, this is what your oscillator frequency, this is what your ALE, then this is what your PSEN bar you are giving. So this is what your port 2 and port 0. So how you are getting this is written with this drawing with the help of timing diagrams. Right, so port 2 high and then port C low, both together, when ALE is given, will carry the address. Okay, that is the thing. So now this is what in detail of accessing external memory if you connect. Okay, memory, RAM if you connect, NL is wrong. So then here read bar, write bar, so you can write into it, but whereas in EEPROM, here only you are reading, so D0 to D7, right, D0 to D7. So external RAM if you connect it to microcontroller, so then here ALE pin you are connecting here, so this is what A0 as usual, and port this, right, this is 1K, but it can be extended to 64K as usual. Right, so here PSEN bar is no connection because this is only for EEPROM. Read bar and write bar can be connected to output enable and out bar of your RAM. So now this is what your external code memory connection. This is what your ROM, right? This is what your latch, and this latch is connected. So EA bar, this is what the main indication. And PSEN bar is connected to output enable, chip select is connected to ground, A0 to A7, and from port 2 you are getting A8 to A7, and then the data bus of the RAM is connected to P0 to D7, and addresses of this is connected after latch. So this is what external EEPROM interfacing with your ROM or EEPROM. This is what ROM interfacing with your 8051. So this is what data memory, RAM, and then this is what ROM, and then this is what your EEPROM connection with your 8051. So when you want to connect, or when your data is more than 4K of 8051, then externally we will be connecting EEPROM or ROM or RAM. Okay, so then the connections will be like this. So this is what interfacing of your microcontroller with 8051, and for external memory interfacing will be using the command MOVX or MOVC. MOVX or MOVC. Okay, right? So this is what the memory structure of 8051. So with this, interfacing of RAM and ROM is what we have seen, and more in detail by using 8051 concept you can go ahead. So today's class, what we have seen is, we have seen how to interface, we have seen how to interface microcontroller to keyboard, memory, external memory to 8051 is what we have seen in this particular class. And in the next class, I'll be taking up